This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and today we're looking at one honker of a battery right here. Check this out. This is my Samsung Galaxy Note 2 wearing a 9300 milliamp battery. Yes, it's a little bit like a white bathtub, but with that much power, God knows you could go off to the Arctic for maybe, 5 days a week, depending on what kind of use you've got going, and it would probably last you. We're going to look at it now. So here we have it. Samsung Galaxy Note 2, obviously in white. We have replacement back because, well, extended batteries stick out, so you need one of those. We'll talk about that now. And here's the battery itself. You notice how the battery, this ZeroLemon battery, ZeroLemon means you won't get a defective one, they swear by it, is stacked with the kind of conventional battery right here onto a bigger battery plate. And that's what it looks like. And this weighs about as much as the phone, so you're going to double your weight, but that's the price you pay when you want that many milliamps. Battery is available on Amazon.com. ZeroLemon.com has a website too. Not the best website we've seen though, so I would go to Amazon. This battery will be available March 21st for the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Available in your choice of white or gray to match the finish on the Note 2. They currently already offer a Samsung Galaxy S3 7000 milliamp battery, and that's available on Amazon now. Now what's pretty amazing about this is the price. $39.99 gets you 9300 milliamps. Gosh, just getting a standard replacement battery is going to cost you that much money. So it's amazingly inexpensive. But so far, yes, it's worked. It has not blown up. It has not bubbled. It has not gotten hot. And it has powered my phone endlessly. It's really pretty impressive, and it's working so far. In contrast, Mugen sells their extended battery, which is 6400 milliamps versus 9300 milliamps here, for $105.99. So what's the difference there? Well, for one thing, you get a hard plastic back with a kickstand built in, which is nice, and they say they include a leather case as well. This guy here does not have as nice a back. In fact, this is TPU plastic. It's kind of rubbery, and I thought, oh my God, that's not going to work. This isn't going to feel rigid in the hand or protect the phone, but actually using it, it's not too bad. But, this is not the same thing as a nice, shiny, plastic, fancy back. Still, it gets the job done, and when you're adding this much chunk of battery in there, there aren't as many options for what you can do for the back design. Let's put it on and see how it works. First we rip off our back here, and there's the standard battery for comparison. As you can see, it's pretty much a dead ringer for the smaller cell in this ZeroLemon package right here. Now, they have to have this prominence over here. You might just think, oh, they're being kludgy and gluing a battery on a battery, but that's because this has to fit inside the battery compartment and have matching contacts. So, kind of what you're dealing with there. So we plop that guy right in, what it looks like, and then to put the case on, because it really is something more like a case, not just a back. It goes on pretty easily, and it's kind of just like putting a rubber form-fitted case on there, or rubberized. Wraps around the edges and the front completely. Now, it could be a little tighter, to be honest. See, here we've got, this is pretty easy to pull away, and since this is the only protection for the phone, I'd like to see this be a little bit tighter. And on the back, you can see we have cutout for the camera. It does not cause vignetting. It's worked just fine for us. Access to the headphone jack. There's a pass-through for the microphone jack. It's correctly placed. That's an important thing with cases. Sometimes they don't get that quite right. Here we have our volume controls. They also work just fine. Power buttons right here, and there's our opening for our micro USB, our capacitive digital pen, easy to get out. There's a deep cutout over here so your finger can get in and still lift under the lip for this, and another microphone hole right there. And then we have a little hole for the speaker on the back too. Now, it's actually pretty rigid when it's on in terms of the back flex. You can see a little bit the masking of the battery here through the case, so it's not as opaque as it could be, which is interesting, but actually in terms of rigidity, it doesn't feel weird like I thought it would. So now we'll boot it up. Now I put this through 2 charging cycles so far. The first time they suggest that you charge it for a full 12 hours. That's a lot of milliamps to charge, so that's a reasonable thing to suggest. It actually didn't seem to take nearly that long. It did come at a 40% charge, which it should. The extended batteries, well, they are, because there's so many milliamps, they do take longer to charge. Works just fine. There it is, 99% power. I've been stuck at there since this morning, even though I've used the phone pretty heavily. So that's the ZeroLemon battery. It's available on Amazon.com right now for the Samsung Galaxy S3 in a couple of colors. It'll be available for the Samsung Galaxy Note on March 21st for only $39.99. Now, for those of you who need extreme battery power, real long lasting, Well, this would be it. This is certainly the highest capacity battery. Mugen at 6400 is the next highest capacity. And if you can live with, well, the kind of strange case design here where you have the little rubbery edges that could be a little bit tighter. Hopefully they'll tighten those up, but it doesn't fall off, anything like that. It's pretty impact accepting, so it's not that horrible either, especially not for the price. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that like button.